We are once again alive in the SCP world.
I really doubt that.
Well, we're alive. We're not necessarily alive.
Alright. Well. Welcome, everyone, to I believe it's the 5th episode?
Yep, the fifth one.
The 5th episode of
Suck
SCP
cursed peen.
World of Darkness. Suck cursed peen, yes. For those of you who aren't in the know, that is the official translation for SCP.
Yep.
Either way. So then, on the last episode, is it anyone here feel like doing a bit of a summary of what happened last episode?
Wow.
Do you want...
Anyone else wanna take the front? I can do it if nobody else wants to.
I'll let you do it because I need to go get a glass of water. I'll be back in like 2 minutes. So.
Aye.
Okay. Essentially, we went to the Dracula factory. We fought some Draculas. We tried to be very cautious. We went the wrong way. We went to a chamber containing Blood Empress, I suppose would be the right word. Which, at least from what we saw, was a gigantic mass, like, with a gigantic eye.
Mm-hmm. For those of you who may not, for their viewers who may not remember, this is what she looked like.
Yeah, had some tentacles too. Oh, Jesus.
Right, I'm back. How's it going?
We did something, actually.
Yeah,
Oh, that's-
and, well, I assumed it to be Ion at first, but, well, after failing to try to disable this gigantic eye with tentacles, we were met by a man with a beard who seemed to stop time. Yeah, that lad. And then, we died,
Indeed, you did.
I think.
You were, as he walked past you, you were frozen in place. Time itself had not frozen, but your bodies were paralyzed, unable to move. As he calmly walked up to each of you, and brought a hand through your chest. The only man who managed to keep his consciousness for any amount of time was the illustrious Nate Higgins.
Who almost suicide bombed the bastard.
Took out, in his final moments, took out a hand grenade and ripped out the pin with his teeth, grinning at the mysterious figure.
My man.
And then the world went black.
Oof. Spooky
Right then.
month.
Welcome indeed to Spooky Month. This was the right game to play this month.
Yeah.
Alright, let me get the scary music going. Wait, that was the wrong one, but whatever. It works.
Oh, here we go. Our Fredbo is once again with us.
It would seem that our bots are once again working
Yay.
after being gay for a while.
Yeah.
The robotic child slave rebellion has been quelled.
The rebellion failed. Once again in servitude.
Mission failed. We'll get him next time.
Alright. So then. It is once again a calm day at Site 68. Located somewhere in the middle North North American continent. It is home to many a strange anomaly, and those who work with such anomalies, protecting both them and wider humanity from each other. As the day drives on, a woman walks past the many halls of Site 68, down into the basement. Not quite far enough to where she would reach the actual SCPs themselves, but nearing the medbay and the medical faculties of Site 68. She walks past the advanced equipment of the medbay, past the experiments kept within, and continues downwards until she reaches the mall. A dingy place, to be sure. Perhaps because a place filled with such death is uncomfortable even to the most hardy of individuals. Stu,
Yeah.
or Agent Taggart.
Alright.
You blink as you wake up and stare straight into a lamplight looking down on you.
Can I move?
No.
Can-
You try to move your body, but the most you can get is a twitch in your fingers. Slowly and lazily, you can move your eyes around the room. You realize that you're in some kind of medical facility.
Can I breathe at all? That's the first thing I want to notice.
Slowly and quietly, you force your lungs to take in air.
Right, my lungs
You
work.
feel air. You feel air go in, but there's no significant heaving of your chest.
Oofed. Well, maybe.
Yet you feel fine. You feel fine, so you must be getting enough air. Even if you can't breathe, even though it doesn't feel like you can breathe properly.
Alright.
You hear a noise.
Ooh.
As struggling to move your eyes to your left, you see the door to this place open up. As a woman walks in.
Random females. What
Well,
great
there,
character.
female research.
Precisely.
Oh god, she's
Hey,
labeled as a non-essential character.
Mm-hmm.
She's screwed.
We might also be screwed.
A woman walks in and walks up next to your bed.
Oh, hell yeah.
And she begins. She looks over you, not really taking notice of your face. As she takes up a small
She cares about.
phone. As she takes up a phone from her pocket
Okay.
and presses something on it, and begins speaking as she moves towards some lockers. You can hear her say, beginning log now. Subject number 431. Designation Agent Taggart. Full name Very Holt. Time of death was roughly 3 days ago. due to the difficulty of retrieving the corpse, as well as actually getting time to perform the autopsy. And after she gets some gloves on, she brings a small table rolling alongside her with some sharp instruments on it. And
Okay.
continues to speak. From initial investigation, the cause of death seems to be an external injury to the chest.
That's one way to put it.
The wound seems to be rather deep, but full damage report will be given after the autopsy. Beginning now, as she slowly takes a knife, a scalpel, from the table and begins to bring it to your chest. Taggart,
Yep.
would you like to try and do something?
Yeah, can I speak?
You try to move your tongue, and try as you might, it just doesn't work. Would you like to expend a point of willpower?
Yeah, sure. I presume we have full willpower at this point, so...
Did you spend any last time?
I spent all of it last time, so...
So you have none left.
Oh no. No.
You die and you still haven't regained.
Could you? In that case,
Is that not technically resting?
could you roll me a resolve plus expression?
Ah, right, okay. This is interesting. Da, 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 da. Oofed. Oh no.
Bruh.
Okay. In that case, she will make a roll as well.
Okay. A medical roll.
Hold on. Come on. Stop. There we go.
Watch as you find out that she's just an intern. You're about to have a very bad day.
She just starts cutting in really badly, and I'm like, ah!
All right. She was about to put the knife to your chest, the scalpel to your chest, when suddenly she stops and looks below her. What?
What was that
Um,
noise?
Record. Pausing log. As she presses the pause button and looks below her to your hand. I swear I just saw it. Could you roll me resolve plus expression again?
Alright. Let's give this a go.
This time you get a +2 bonus.
Right. Nope.
Must have been the wind.
Yes. This is so funny.
Nice.
It's always sunny in the SCP Foundation.
Yeah.
Let's dissect you now.
As she...
Horrible waste of time.
I suppose it must have been my imagination. She looks... You find it incredibly difficult to get any kind of movement out of your body.
Oh mate, I shouldn't have drunk so much last night.
as she says, very well. Recording, resume recording. The subject is approximately... How old is your character?
How old? I think I did write on the sheet. 35, yeah. He's
From
a
the
fucking
physical-
boomer.
According to files, according to files, he is 34. Was it 35? 34?
35, yeah.
35 years old. But he seems to have a physical condition more closer to that of someone in their early 20s to mid-teens.
Oh, hell yeah.
Could be a serious insult.
Well, that or it could be an anomaly.
So
It's mainly due to his flaw. It's mainly due to his flaw.
Yeah, I look really young, despite
Oh.
my...
And initial blood tests reveal that the subject died intoxicated.
That's amazing. Oh, I mean, that was such a bender, I fucking died.
Live by the bucket, die by the bucket.
Yeah, but just get
Beginning
stabbed
of-
in the heart when you're drunk.
Beginning autopsy now.
Oh
As she
no.
presses the scalpel into your chest, and you feel an intense pain as something stabs you through the skin.
Oh no.
As she begins to slice open your chest down to your abdomen.
Oh shit, you're actually gonna die. Again.
Bro.
Again. Dogs.
Oh, shit.
Like you
Here we
res
go
at the
again.
bonfire and then you immediately cooked again. So fuck sake, I lost all my soul stuff.
When the
Basically stabbed
NPC
through
decides to spawn camp.
I mean, he stabbed through our chest. I think in general we should get pretty dead.
She cuts from the wound, creating a Y section on your chest, and you see, with your eyes lacely, as she takes the skin of your chest and pulls it apart and pulls it off,
Okay.
Ew.
revealing the inside of your chest. You can't see it clearly as your head is resting down.
It's not flat.
But you can see as the flaps of your chest skin come up, and she pulls them to the side. This sight makes you feel sick.
Well, can I throw up?
No. You feel sick, but you realize your body doesn't do anything in reaction to it.
Oh no.
Shit.
She immediately, as she looks over everything, you see her take get a bit of a shocked expression. That explains the wound. Subject has almost no internal injuries. X has almost no internal injuries, aside from the entry point of the external impalement, just around the collarbone area. However, while the subject seems to possess all normal and natural internal organs and bone structure, it seems that the subject's heart has been cleanly removed from its chest area.
Damn, son. This is so sad. Press F in the chat. Shot through the heart.
Proceeding to remove. As she takes a bone saw from the plane and says, proceeding to remove the ribcage for further inspection.
Well,
Would you like
how
to
could
do
this
another-
possibly go
another
wrong?
Would you like to do another resolve plus expression?
Yeah, sure. Why
Alright,
not?
you get a +5 to this.
Oh, well, if I fail this one, this will be funny. Yes!
Oh my god,
Mate,
how does
you-
this
you-
happen?
Mate,
Yes.
you're gonna get skunked to death.
Yep.
Fucking.
Hell yeah.
Fucking hell, okay.
I'm
fine.
immortal, but I get crippled before I even start. Foundation better give me some good cybernetics after this, if I even make out alive.
How does this happen?
There we go. As she.
10.
A 10,
Wow.
Jesus.
As she's about to put the bone saw to your rib cage, you try to force your body to move, but just the most you can manage is some movement of the eyes and a couple twitches of the fingers. When she looks up, she looks up to your face, and you meet, and her eyes meet your own.
Oof.
As she staggers backwards. Do you do anything? You're able to move your eyes still lazily.
I just kind of keep looking at her and sort of roll the eyes in exacerbation.
Typical intern.
Yeah. And
Okay.
sort of just dart them around, just so she knows my eyes are moving and she's not imagining it, kind of.
That's what?
So you get for not training in expression.
Yeah, pretty much, to be fair. But,
yeah.
You know.
Still though, that's super unlucky.
Nice. None of them.
Probably just the algorithm being gay.
Mm-hmm. As she says, "That's stop recording." And she picks up the phone and says, and taps in a number. As she says, and says into the phone, "Hello, site. Hello, site commander. Could you patch me through to the site? Could you patch me through to the site commander? Yes, it's a possible code 23.
Oh no.
It might be the influence of SCP. She says a SCP number that you're not familiar with.
Gonna make a lore roll.
Right. Would you like to make another resource expression?
Yeah, why not?
You get a +10 to this one.
Oh, hell yeah.
We should fail this.
I'd probably fail this one, yeah, as well.
Yeah, probably.
That's the worst
Just
part.
fucking.
1.
Hey!
Well,
1.
Damn, son.
10
marginally.
die.
You marginally did it.
You only need.
I rolled
need
3
11
ones, though,
fucking
fuck.
dice. Mhm. All right.
So drunk.
You finally can feel yourself being able to force your body to do some things.
You're finally awake.
Yes.
What would you like to do? Your chest is still open.
Well, I'm not gonna move around too much because I need to seal that up.
Mm-hmm.
Can I
Would you like to
raise
do
my
something?
arm?
You can indeed raise your arm.
I'll raise my arm and just kind of wave. Like, hey,
Oh god, now he's a Nazi zombie.
yes.
The girl steps back from you, like slowly starts stepping back from the bed.
Not a kill.
Would you like to do anything else?
Can I speak?
You can force yourself to speak. Yes.
I'll just say, hello there. How you doing?
You know what you intend to say, but it comes out more like, "Hello.
Oof.
How you do?"
How you do? How you do, fellow gamers?
Could I get some guards down here now?
I'll just kind of let my arm rest back a bit and just kind of roll back and try and chill out for a minute.
After, do you just kind of lie there in
Stu,
silence?
ask for a bucky.
A bucket. Can I have a drink? Fuck's sake.
Can I have drink? You say.
Yeah.
You want drink?
You able to understand me?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. She seems kind of doesn't really know what to do in this moment.
Oh, it's
But she's
understandable. Have a
bothered
nice
by
day.
Do you just kind of continue looking at her?
I'll look around a
your
bit
eyes?
to be polite, so I'm not just staring at her. So,
Right. You look around to inspect where you're in, and next to you, you can see more beds. You assume similar to the one you're lying on. And beyond, towards the wall, you can see some basically plackets on the wall containing what looks like basic instructions on autopsy.
oh god, she's an intern. Fuck.
Bro.
After a bit, some guards come down through the door and rush into the room
Oh no, the facility guards are here. Quick.
and kind of go to you, look you, and they see the whole thing and go, didn't expect to see that. What did you call us down here for? Do you say anything?
I'm just like, do I recognize any of them? Or are they like wearing masks and shit?
They are wearing typical helmets.
How would you address a facility guard in the SCP properly? The
For me,
Foundation.
I just kind of used that one concept art for the Anthea of Epsilon 9, basically.
No, but I mean title-wise, how would I address them vocally?
Address, not dress.
Oh, right. Depends a bit. The majority of guards tend to be, at best, they are non-commissioned officers.
Yep.
Or lower-ranking people or could be equivalent to lower-ranking people, but you can just refer to them as sir.
I'll just be like, hello, sirs. Agent Taggart here. Clearance level 3.
Your voice is starting to come back a bit, and you manage to get out most of it, though it's you do stutter and stagger on some words as all of the guards just go quiet and look towards you. Varric?
Hi, it's me.
It's me, Varric.
And the kind of girl they just kind of sit, like, most of them seem quiet, but one person one of the what from the voice sounds like a younger guard goes, he's alive? And one of the more senior guards answers him, that's not always the case around here.
I'll say to them, should probably tell your commander what's happened. He can relay to O5 if needed.
Right. And he looks to the girl, who seems incredibly confused.
She's only just joined the Foundation.
And she's just and he just says, "What are you standing around for? Patch him up again."
Okay.
Okay.
Your internship has been extended.
Okay. She walks up and basically says, looks to you and kind of goes, "Did it hurt?"
Did her brain fell from
Oh no!
I wouldn't worry about it, honey. Just fix me.
Gentlemen.
You fell from heaven because it sure looked like you died.
Okay. You suspect that at this point you should probably, under normal circumstances, you should probably be asked if you want morphine, but you still can't move your body very well, even if you can move it a little bit. So she just basically takes a needle and she basically just takes a needle and some stitching thread and begins sewing back together the Y section.
Yee.
It's incredibly painful.
Oof.
Roll me resolve plus composure if you want to hide the pain.
I do have better composure, so this probably won't be as bad.
We'll see, won't we?
Yeah.
To see if you
Actually,
look
you
like a
get
pussy.
You get a +2 to this. To
Yeah.
certain things.
Oh hell yeah.
You if you had better control of your facial muscles at the moment, you'd probably wince a bit, but
Yeah.
for the most part, you managed to hide any sign of extreme pain.
Hell yeah.
But just to make it clear, you are currently getting a needle poked through your skin flaps over and over again
Yeah. It's not nice.
with no medication.
Yep.
Hmm.
Internet
Alright.
tough guy over here.
Okay then. As for the rest of you, guess we'll go one at a time for you all. Nate Higgers.
I sure
Yes.
do.
It's pitch black. You open your eyes. You feel that you're opening your eyes, and you can't see a thing.
Exactly
is
the way I'm like, oh,
completely dark.
sorry, I'll shut up.
It's complete darkness.
So the afterlife is really that boring. God fucking damn it.
You kind of try to move around. Do you have willpower left?
Yeah.
Would you like to spend a willpower point?
Yeah, sure.
Alright, you can feel that there's some difficulty in moving around, but you exert tired as you feel, you decide that this is way too boring. If this is the afterlife, it fucking sucks. And you decide to exert some of your will to move around. And you feel your hands kind of hit something. And you realize that you're inside a small box.
You're in one of them work boxes, probably.
Could I try pushing the, well, just
You-
blocking my way?
You try pushing, and you can notice that you're on basically a surface that rolls back and forth. And you try to push yourself away from a wall, and you hit something. Your feet hit something. Would you something metallic? As you crash into it, you hear a metallic sound. Would you like to try and break yourself out?
Yes.
Could you roll me a strength plus brawl check? Oof. You crash your foot against the metal surface, creating a metallic every time. But you can't get any headway. Alright. Dr. Choice,
Aha.
you open your eyes and it's pitch black.
Hmm. I told them damn Republicans there's no hell.
And you try to move around a little, and as you try to move, you do notice it's quite difficult. Do you have any willpower left today?
Yeah, I only ever used like 2 of them, yeah.
Yep. Then you're free. Then you feel free to spend one, if you would
Okay.
like to move.
Yes, using.
You spend a point of willpower to regain some movement, to force your body into movement. Could you, and because this is you, could you kindly roll me a wits plus medicine roll?
Indeed.
Surgery would indeed apply.
Ah, yeah. Okay, so what's my overall modifier, including the surgery bonus?
What merits do you have?
Emotional detachment, tolerance for biology, natural immunity. A little knowledge. Those are the ones that I think could be relevant.
Alright, none of those are relevant right now.
Okay. So what is it, just 2, or?
Just roll normally. No bonus.
Wait, not even the
No
surgery?
Well, the surgery applies, yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's a 2, right?
That's 1 per specialization.
Okay.
Specialization.
Hey, as you're moving around, you do notice you're inside, like, a box of some kind. A metallic box, cold to the touch. But as you're moving around, something's off. There should be something, like, a very... Have you ever had the experience that you've, like, heard something constantly to the point where you can't hear it anymore? But then it's gone, and you immediately notice that it's gone?
No.
Never? Well, anyway, it's a thing that when something is there for a very, very long time, eventually you stop noticing it.
Yes.
But when it's gone, you immediately notice that it's gone.
Okay.
You can't hear your blood running. Or your heart beating in your ears. You can't hear a heartbeat in your own body.
Well, a heartbeat has never been a sign of life as far as I'm concerned, so...
Right. Either way, you know that scientifically it's necessary for life.
Yes, but it doesn't necessitate it being life. So I don't see why it couldn't
you
be life
say so.
without it.
If you say so, Dr. Choice. You put your... Either way, upon this realization, you put your hand to your chest, and you can't feel anything.
Wait, I
You
don't
can't
feel my
feel your-
chest?
No, you don't feel your heart beating.
Okay.
It's not that it's beating calmly or anything like that. It's as if it isn't there.
Creepy.
So, as you ponder this, you begin to, suddenly you hear a loud banging coming from a little bit above you. A
You
loud
say
metallic banging as
Okay.
something crashes into something else.
Alright.
Alphonse.
Yep.
That you succeed on a roll while you're dead.
Oof.
You it is
Yeah.
not black.
What?
You wake up to find yourself staring into a ceiling.
Are there tiles?
There are tiles on the ceiling, yeah. It seems to be a very, like, hospital-esque, kind of. Like, it looks like the ceiling of a hospital room, basically.
Fancy.
And as you look around, do you have any willpower left?
Yes.
Would you like to spend one? As you immediately as you begin to try and move, you notice how difficult it is.
I will.
You spend a point, you exert your will to make yourself able to move easier. And get up and look around you and realize where you are. As you see rows upon rows of morgue cabinets.
Gosh darn.
You
It's
look down
my
on your
family curse.
you look down on yourself and see that you are naked. You're only covering a white blanket or white sheet of cloth.
Oh. Oh no. Oh no.
You look around. You kind of look around in confusion for a moment when you're suddenly stalled by a loud banging coming from one of the more cabinets.
Can I walk up to it?
In a moment.
Like, if
Let's see. What you said? Alright. In a moment. Danny boy. No, Skog isn't here. Cassandra isn't here. Okay, that was everyone then. Yes, you can.
Okay. Alphonse is gonna try to walk up to it, and well,
The more
He's gonna-
the more cabinet is locked.
okay, but he's certain of which particular one it is.
Do you try to ascertain what it says?
Sure.
Subject number 351. Nate Higgers.
God, it's not just me.
Is what you see on the cabin door. Nate,
Yes.
you can't get out.
Nate is angry. Nate continues trying.
Right. Dr. Choice,
Yes.
you still hear the loud metallic banging, and while you've been hearing it, you've noticed that you are encased on all sides in this weird metallic box. Would you like to do anything?
I hear futile struggling, so no.
Oof.
Bruh.
The Alphonse, the banging continues. You're pretty much able to piece together who is in there.
Yeah. He's gonna shout, "You're alive too, right?"
Nate,
Wait,
you
did I
hear
that?
the voice. Yes, both of you hear the kid you've been training with for the last 6 months' voice ring out.
In that case, I'm gonna
from
start
somewhere.
banging on it.
Ah, for fuck's sake, I'm still alive. Great.
Ah, shit, here we go.
Life.
As you say that, Alphonse, could you do me a wits plus composure check?
Sure. Any more
This
card?
time with a +2.
Okay.
Hey.
Hey, oh nice. As the banging continues, you're able to pick out much more clearly than you remember ever being able to do so before. You hear footsteps approaching the room. You'd say the way it rings through, you'd say that past the door to this room to your right, there's a hallway leading down, and someone is walking from the bottom of that hallway up to this room. From the
Okay.
way the sound bounces off the walls.
Alphonse can see the hallway, right?
You can see the door to the hallway. It is open.
He's going to open the door, look out into
It is
the
open.
hallway.
It is open.
Okay. He's going to look out towards the hallway. Do you see anything?
Yes. You see a man walking up the hallway.
He's going to shout, "I need your clothes, boots, and your motorcycle."
You see the man look up from his notes. What? Guards!
Come on, dude! Not this like this!
As a man in foundation gear runs up from the stairs after he says that, you can hear him running up. What do you do?
He's gonna shout, "Hey, I'm over here."
A guard runs up the stairs, looks towards you, and hoistens his assault rifle towards you, saying,
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
"Stay where you are."
Okay. I just need some help, because some friends are stuck in here, okay?
Don't move
I'm not
until
gonna!
I come up.
Okay,
As
he'll
he,
stand in place.
as the guard walks up to where you are, and says, and then he gets to see you. By the way, are you standing naked?
I sincerely hope I still have, like, the towel around my waist.
Did you wrap it around you?
Oh my god, I didn't... No!
As the man just kind of quickly looks you up and down and says, "Alphonse."
Come with me if you want to leave. Yeah, it's me.
Are you continuing to bang on the doors, Nate?
Yes.
Rip and tear
Even without
until
his
it's
trusty
done.
cigars, Nate turns to his only recoil: violence.
So that's why his wife left him.
Oh.
Fucking Karen.
Right,
She has,
so
she has a heart of ice but a chin of glass.
woo, nice.
Ooh, spicy.
As he basically looks to you and said, Waiter. And looks out to the hallway. Hey! Get the keys! What? Get the goddamn keys to the morgue, bro. Morgue, fool.
While this is happening, Alpha's just gonna point out, can I just put on my towel again? I think I forgot to tie it.
Sure.
Thank you.
What?
And then he just wanders in.
Stay where you are.
Okay, okay.
I'll move.
Okay.
I don't really... How? You're supposed to be...
I don't know, maybe it's the family curse, dude.
Just like your uncle.
Oh, not just him, but yeah, basically.
After a little bit, the researcher the researcher you saw in the hallway basically comes running with the keys dangling on the chain and says, "So, I wasn't mistaken." It looks kind of at you, Alphonse, with wide eyes, and said, I wasn't seeing things then. My God."
Yeah, welcome to the business, buddy.
Well, let me pass them. As he muscles past the guard and goes to Higgers. Are you also banging on it, Dr. Choice?
Yeah, like I said, I started once I heard that voice.
It goes up to, since Higgers is closer.
Probably not as violently as him, just kind of to make noise.
Yeah, because Higgers' one cabinet is closer, Higgers, as you're banging on the door, you can hear someone scrambling with some metallic thing near the on what you're banging on. And between your banging, you can hear the sound of as something gets unlocked. And suddenly, the door you were about to kick opens up, and light floods your eyes, blinding you.
Close my eyes.
Lance Corporal Higgers.
Hello.
One moment. As he says to you, he points to the guard. Get the bed. Get that one there, over there. He takes out, as the guard basically rolls over what is an extendable bed, as in a bed that you can maneuver up. And he takes what you're laying on, Nate, and rolls it onto the bed with extendable legs, and then winds it down again.
As I'm being lifted down, Nate says, "So, does this mean I get to claim life insurance?"
I'll answer you in a moment.
All right.
As he goes down, as he leans down to the cabinet closer to the ground, and this time, you too, Dr. Choice, hear someone fiddling with something at the door.
I'll stop the banging.
And a click as something gets unlocked, and with you as well, light floods the cabinet you're in and blinds you for a moment.
Ha! Those Republicans would never believe I'm seeing the light.
As your bed is simply rolled out, being so close to the ground. Dr. Choice.
Welcome to hell, Mr. Choice.
To be honest, I
Could've
never
figured.
minded you that much, so I'm surprised that you're my punishment, but okay.
We're all your punishment.
Seems this mortal coil was hell after all. Color me surprised.
Well, the researcher seems a bit dumbfounded as he looks over you all. Right. I'm going to need all of you to wait here for a moment. I believe I have something to report. As he
Yeah,
just kind of
excellent.
looks past the guard. And the
Hey,
guard
by the
looks
way-
to... Yeah?
By the way, my dude guard, if I get classified as SCP, can I please be authorized boost?
How old are you, son?
18, but still, you know.
Nah.
Come on!
No.
I'm just
Still
going
gotta
with the
follow
big
the laws of
lads.
America.
The guard seems less dumbfounded, but is still like... Seems to have a general air of, what the fuck? Right was I suppose. I don't know the standard procedure for this. There probably is some dumb rule in this foundation about it, but if you go to that chest there, you can that lockbox there, you can probably find your belongings. That's where we store most things. As you just kind of see a metallic box down in the corner.
Nate slowly stands up and then begins to scramble towards the box.
You can find a bunch of normal, everyday clothing and belongings in there.
Do I find the cigars?
Oh.
You stumble through until you find a jacket. With which one of the pockets has a box of cigars.
Do I find a lighter as well?
You find a lighter.
I light a cigar and smoke it.
The moment you light a cigar, do me a resolve plus composure roll. The moment you light the lighter, sorry.
Yeah. Oh,
Oh.
As the fire springs out from the lighter, something in your mind just overtakes you, and you feel a deep, primordial fear as you look upon the fire. And you can't resist your first instinct. The moment you see the fire, you throw the lighter away. You throw the lighter against the wall, and it falls down onto again as it clatters against the wall. You feel yourself breathing heavily, and you realize the moment you start breathing, you don't remember taking a single breath ever since you woke up in that box before now. And saying that, you also notice something else. That was a bit dramatic, okay.
yeah.
The music is good.
It's a revelation moment.
Once again, the music bot just knows when to play shit.
My smoking habit!
Cigar!
You notice that you can't hear your blood rushing in your ears, and then just without thinking about it, you kind of move your hand to your chest, and you feel nothing.
Well. Shit.
Now, okay, so I think my super ability to detect people's emotions could kick in here for me to start deducing what's going on.
Alpha's just gonna give him a bit of an odd look.
So I'm not clear how much I'm allowed to realize, but
What's the emotion called? What's the ability called again?
well, empathy I have 4, plus I have a specialization in emotions.
You can roll empathy.
Oh yeah. What is it? Empathy plus something, or?
It would be, for this one, it would actually be, trying to read every one. Presence plus empathy.
Okay, and +1 for the specialization. Cool.
Mhm. Mhm. The moment he lit the lighter, you saw something you've never seen in Nate before. Even when even when he was near death or actively being attacked, you saw fear in his eyes. The fear of someone about to die, a most horrid death. The fear, the same kind of fear you might see in a child who is afraid of dogs being chased down and cornered by a rabid hound.
Hmm.
A very
Rabbit down the
primordial, yeah, a very primordial fear of survival. Who's the fucking
question.
Doesn't work well for dramatic
someone brought a
effect.
dog. Someone brought a dog to the foundation today, I guess.
Bork, bork.
Bork.
So,
Hope it's not Red Dog.
am I able to piece this together, or should I make a different type of roll? Medicinal.
No, you're able to piece together that he, for some reason, the sight of fire so close to him scared him out of his wits.
Right. So I'm just thinking all this with, like my medicine knowledge and my a little knowledge merit and all that stuff. I'm thinking maybe I could be able to put more together with this.
Oh yeah, true. Roll me. For this one though, it wouldn't actually be medicine. Roll me intelligence plus occult.
Okay. I don't know why my character sheet closed. Okay. Alright. Wait, sorry, what was it again? What plus occult?
Intelligence plus occult.
Intelligence plus occult. Okay. Any modifier?
Plus 1
Oh,
for
right,
a little
the-
knowledge.
Okay, yeah, cool.
A scientific part of you, or even just a common sense part of you, feels that the realization you're coming towards is stupid.
Hmm.
The fear of fire, the fact that legally you shouldn't be alive. You haven't tested if you have the same fear of fire, though you'd hazard a guess. But just the fact that all of you seem to be should be dead. If nothing else, you seem to be acting very much like the typical fantasy undead creature.
Using my big brain and my very extensive experience in medicine, men, I believe we are dead.
Could Alphonse try to come to the same realization or anything regarding it?
Roll me intelligence plus a cultural.
Already on it. I'm guessing there's no modifier as I have no particular specializations.
What, do you have any specialization in occult?
No. Well, I
Then
do
no.
have memetics and deep hypnosis, but they don't relate to it at all.
Not
think.
to the specifically the fire aspect of it does indeed relate. So you get a +1.
Yes, sir.
Okay. You think about it for a moment, and you kind of just observing everything. You didn't see the same fear, but just the fact that Nate, who is a habitual smoker,
Yeah.
just throwing away his lighter the moment he lit it is really weird. And also the fact that you're that you seem to be dead. Or at the very least, you woke up in a morgue. And and I will say that you two, Alphonse, has made the realization that you can't hear your heart. You can't feel your heart beating and rushing blood through your body. This is, if nothing else, you definitely seem to be undead. Or the very, typical, fantasy movie undead.
Well then, guys.
If I were to be more specific about my big brain realizations, when I think about it, we would not just be dead, but we are alive. Therefore, I conclude we are undead.
The guard stares incredulously at Dr. Choice.
Yeah, I
That
think
sounds
the same.
dumb.
It sounds
No
fake and
offense,
gay.
but just look at us. We're in the morgue.
Wait a second. That pile of bodies. Could I turn that into an undead child army?
Come on. We
He's,
might
He's deep in thought now.
Let's not. We already dealt
we
with
might be
0491.
undead, but that probably isn't realistic. And even if we have anomalous properties, let's just not explore it, okay?
Well, what? You see the guard was about to say something, but then he kind of turns to his head to one side and seems to be listening to something in his helmet, holding two fingers up to the side of it. Right. Alright. So, fair enough. I'll bring them. One moment, please. As he looks to each of you, he finishes the call and looks to each of you. Says, get fully dressed. I'm taking you up.
Okay.
It seems a friend of yours has come to as well. He seems to be in a slightly worse state than all of you, from what I can tell.
Oh shit.
Oh, goody.
Get dressed.
As Alphonse looks through the chest, he's gonna look for two particular things in general. Actually, his lab coat, pocket watch, and the best works of Richard Wagner. Does he find any of them?
You can find your pocket watch, and you find your lab coat alongside the rest of your casual clothing, or the clothing you were found on anyway. Except for any armor. Any armor seems to not be stored here.
Understandable.
You do not find the best works of Richard Wagner.
My baby. They took my baby.
And Nate shall look his body up and down. Does he notice any burns from thermite grenade? He pulled the pin off.
Right. You look your body up and down before you do it, and you can't see much for a moment, but you look to like the side of your body where you held the grenade. And you didn't notice it at first. But you can see shrapnel in your skin. It doesn't hurt.
Coming to, I would like to check my own body.
You don't find much in terms of shrapnel or anything.
Wait,
You
I
have
don't
some
find
minor-
much. Do you mean there's a little, or
No, you have some minor injuries from your fights with the creatures.
okay? Well,
But you can't find any. You can't see any shrapnel like in Nate's body.
Well, he raises a finger in an accusatory way towards Mr. Higgers. You tried to suicide bomb us.
You
Hey,
wouldn't know
come on.
that. You would know that as you went unconscious before he did it.
In my dream. So I'm not really mad at you.
Bruh.
Okay.
Your grenade seems to have gone off, Nate. It didn't do much, but I don't know how much it did. He follows. He leads you up from the morgue, upstairs, to the med bay, full of intricate equipment. And as you get to the med bay, you can see someone standing there, alongside of the guards. Varric, you're kind of standing, chatting with some guards, trying to... Your body has more or less come under your control. It took a while, and you're still kind of not feeling at your best.
Yikes, some bitch cut my chest off. So,
It has been very cleanly sewn back together,
ye-
and seems to be holding everything in its place.
Wait, what? He doesn't have a heart.
shot through the heart.
Everything else.
Yours.
And you kind of look around when you see a few people being led being led through the way that leads to the morgue that you were led through earlier. And you see your well, let's go with friends for now.
Okay. I walk over and I'm like, lads, you made it. Nice.
Nice.
Did you
Damn,
kill the
Sigurd,
cunt?
You look like a dead man walking.
Well, I
You can
suppose
all-
I am. So
Stu, you were given some clothes, but then basically they just gave you they haven't found your actual equipment yet for you, so they basically just give you some pants and a lab coat to wear.
oh hell yeah, I'm Doctor Holt now.
All of you can clearly see a stitched together Y section across his chest.
Yeah, so I was gonna ask, so with my own gear, considering my only personal gear is like a couple katanas and my personal armor, would there actually be any of my own gear to gather?
You found some casual clothes.
Okay, so nothing of my own personal belongings
No.
is there.
Nope.
Okay.
Well, and all of you managed to meet each other.
Yay. Power of friendship. Oof.
Just
I'm just like, any of you have any whiskey?
dude, if I had any, it would be gone by now.
Aye, fair enough. Yeah, did we kill the cunt, lads? Do you not see?
I don't
What?
know. The only one awake when I passed out, so that I can remember anyway, was Mr. Higgers, so ask him.
I just managed to pull the pin.
Aye.
About
okay.
all I remember.
Wait,
I mean,
that dream. You did!
dude, you have two accurate dreams, man.
I just want to go out with a bang.
Mr. Choice, are you sure you're not an SCP?
I think we might all be SCPs in a minute,
Like-
laddie, if we're not.
Hold
Depending
on.
on what happens.
Good
but-
observation.
That dream lines up perfectly with that Cassandra girl's ability.
Bruh.
Did you ever get her eyes open?
Nah, Sonny, it was too late.
Powers
think it was
greater than
too late.
us must be out there.
Probably is. We should...
The-
Yeah, go on.
As you're all standing there, chatting with each other, a researcher walks up to all of you. Walks up to the lot of you and says, "Oh, sorry to make you wait. It's not very common for things like this to happen, I'm afraid. We're going... My apologies. Would you care to answer a few questions in the next room over?"
I
don't
suppose
care.
so, Sonny. Has
I'm
Command been
guess.
informed of our status?
I suppose
commander
there's a lot
has
of things you must be wondering.
The site director has indeed been informed of your status, of your current status. Please, follow me. It will, you'll have to wait for a little bit. You'll have to wait for a while. We're currently getting two interviewers in for you.
Sounds good.
Please wait just a moment. As you are led to a room, doesn't look much like an interview room, as it looks more like some kind of meeting room, you'd say?
Okay.
Of a standard model. Kind of the same appearance they use for most meeting rooms in the Foundation.
Yeet.
So did we all go at once, or?
Well, you were asked to come along, did you not?
Oh yeah, I did. Oh, just sure.
Just a moment. I need to set something up.
Hmm.
Almost done.
Don't know why it does that every time I try my.
Alright.
Oof, large boy.
There you are.
Oh,
Ah.
hell yeah, the round table meeting.
You're led to a simple meeting room. You sit back and lean in your chairs as some time passes by. When you left, you could clearly hear the door lock as you were left in this room. Time passes by.
It must be
In your
observing us for changes.
That, or they're planning to kill us.
After about an hour, in which time you can do whatever you wish to entertain yourselves, I suppose.
I'll do a perception, see if there's any, like, hidden vents in case they want to gas us.
Right. Do a wits plus investigation.
Yeet.
I would like to ask you what you're doing while you're up to that. Or am I able to tell what you're doing?
You get a very, very decent idea of the room. The room has a vent, but it doesn't seem to be like specially built for poisoning you or whatever. It
Or
seems to be
dispersing.
more a
So, Mr. Holt, what are you doing?
Just watching all our backs, Sonny. Don't worry.
You can also see a projector on the ceiling.
Just a slight
Maybe-
reminder, we don't breathe.
Pointing towards a projector screen on the wall. You think to yourself that that's a bit old tech for now. It's this, but then again, this site is very old.
Yep.
What do you
Oh,
mean
yeah.
we don't breathe?
Alphonse, the moment he said that. Oh, holy shit, he's right. I haven't breathed this entire time. What?
Bruh. Where did my lungs go, bruh?
You realize that until he made you aware of it, you haven't been breathing.
Yeah, that was him hyperventilating. What do you mean? Oh, Jesus.
Yeah,
You
well,
said,
Sonny, I don't have a heart anymore, so honestly, that's not so surprising.
as you sit
Oh.
around and wait,
We're not just dead, we're...
you see some guards once again coming through the door, position themselves at the entrance, and from behind them walks in a interesting looking figure.
Oh god. A strange agent.
As you see a man in a duck coat, wearing some sunglasses and a cowboy hat, walking in through the door, and greets you all with a kind of like a friendly half grin. And walking behind him, you see
Not just
someone.
Ventura undercover.
You see someone who one of you actually recognizes.
Uncle!
You see a monkey in a lab coat. Alphonse, you
Yes,
recognize this as the current body possessed by Dr. Jack Bright.
Like,
He walks in. As the two figures walk in, the man in the cowboy hat sits down on this chair. Holy shit. Okay, there we go. Sits down on this chair here. And puts his feet on the table, leans back and looks at each of you. The chimp goes to this chair and basically sits down, his head barely poking over the side of the table.
hey, Uncle.
He says to you,
Aw, thanks. I know,
Anyway.
I don't really know what you're saying,
Hmm.
Uncle.
yeah.
So, he's an uncle monkey.
Hi,
Right.
Uncle Monkey.
I didn't know you were a African American, Alphonse.
Oh,
You
That's
hear
usually-
the man after the man in the cowboy hat takes a moment to look over each of you. You hear him. Man, I never thought. Man, I never thought I would actually get some actual. I never thought we'd get some actual living dead around here. As at least as much as I understand about all you. Right.
I hope it's only that. That's all I'm gonna say.
Well, either way.
I wish it would just be with
Alright,
the
so-
young part.
Let's start introductions. I'm not allowed to actually tell you my name at the current moment, so you may all refer to me as just Cowboy or Agent Cowboy, as what most people refer to me as dumb as it looks.
Wait a
Alright.
minute.
All right, Taggart, Could you roll me a what would this be? Politics roll. Intelligence
hell
plus
yeah.
politics.
The big brain.
Let's see.
The Sargoid.
Alphonse as well could roll this.
Yeah. I have a sneaking suspicion. Of course I know who this is. Okay, shit. I'm gonna get a bit of a disadvantage for it, but...
Or me.
doesn't even know his own family. Unless it's his uncle.
Oofed. You didn't study the politics, apparently.
Hold on. Hold on. You know this to be a Agent Cowboy. You've heard the name before, Taggart.
Hey.
You don't know much about him because you've never actually met him, but but among the SCP Foundation, the name Agent Cowboy is sort of like an urban legend.
Oof.
He is a agent who has a 100% mission success rate.
That is...
Is known for having received no lasting injuries despite going on some of the most difficult missions the SCP Foundation has available, and surviving each time. Got over 300 confirmed kills. Was trained at the top of these.
God damn it.
And most of all, he is always identifiable by the dumbass fucking cowboy hat he wears.
So,
everywhere.
in other words, he defies every single expectation because he's the most identifiable Asian ever.
Yep.
He must be a meme, a mimetic.
He's a governor. He's fighter.
Like,
And yet,
should now
Oh, God.
and yet,
I've
despite
seen
that,
things that'll blow your mind.
and yet all of this, whenever he wants to, he can just disappear.
Oof. He definitely has some weird powers then.
As for the man beside him, or the monkey, you know who this is as well. That is Dr. Jack Bright.
Yep.
Also known as... Actually, to look up the SCP number again.
079? No, not 079, it's...
It was... What was it?
7 something, the amulet.
Right. SCP-963. Also known as SCP-963. The Immortal.
Oof.
He is a... While that is just the body he is possessing, the actual Jack Bright is a personality that resides within an amulet and imprints itself on anyone that wears it. Currently, the mind and personality controlling that monkey is Dr. Jack Bright. You vaguely remember something about it being a punishment, but why and by whom you don't know.
Oof.
Alright, well, I'm here to do an interview with you all, and I was called in quite hastily by the site director, because I made myself available. So, right then. First, let me get this out of the way. Legally, you're all dead. Legally speaking, anyway.
I thought we were already done.
Does that mean I get to claim life insurance?
Unfortunately, we here at the Foundation has made it so that life insurance can only be claimed by the living.
Oh damn.
Wait,
Clever.
That was something we put in place due to old Jack here.
Fucking bureaucrats.
Then again, it makes it more easy if you have certain
But either way.
certainty
But I want to know, how much do you all remember about when you died?
I remember it like it was a week ago.
Actually, it was 3 days ago.
Yeah,
That's when we found you, anyway.
Well,
I vaguely remember feeling like I was petrified. Like
Mhm.
I couldn't move.
All right. Anyone
Well,
else?
Anyone else would have had something?
Only until the guy put his hand through my chest did I get angry enough to actually move. But even then, like, I could only manage to pull the pin on my grenade. That's about it.
All right then. Interesting. So what you're saying is you all grappled to the ground by the creatures and brought for their queen, and when you woke up like this, right?
not
Not
quite, sir.
no.
Yeah,
All right, good.
we
All right, well then,
Kind
in
of.
that case, we're moving on to the next question. Or you all look rather strange. You're all looking rather strangely at me. Wasn't that what you just said?
well,
What?
Oof.
They did not drag us off to the queen.
yeah, that's the
Seemed
thing.
as if all time stopped, and then some dude showed up and shoved his hand through our chests.
Because we did see the queen, but that's more or less wrong wrong time, more or less.
All right. I'm sorry, boys. You're just kind of repeating yourselves. So
Oh.
you're just kind of repeating the same story here. That was what happened, yes?
We
That
got
would be one way
surrounded.
to say it.
Yes.
Well, we did get surrounded after.
All right then.
But
Nate
we
looks
didn't-
at him grinning.
we didn't get taken to the ground by them.
All right. He
That's-
nods. He nods. All right then. Well,
That's where the petrified part comes in.
the second question I have for all of you: why were you there? As far as I understand it, none of you are affiliated with MTF Beta 7. In fact, I believe one of you's hair is a goddamn D class.
Oh, hold on. You know the hey there people guy? Yeah, he sent us on that mission.
Who?
Just thought it would be a
Um,
fun trip, you know.
Bit of I would
Excuse
take
me,
that.
who? Who did you
I
say
would-
sent you here?
The hey people guy. Highly
Who's
melanated.
Site director. That would be or site commander, I suppose. Mr. C.
He identified himself as Commander Seth, Alpha 1's an arch.
Yeah, that guy.
You're
Looked
sure
kinda
about
like-
that?
Yeah, he looked kind of like an African warlord.
He placed
he
us
have
in an
a-
MTF unit or a bonus.
You're sure about that?
As far as my memory serves, Sonny.
That's the man I'm pretty sure I met and called Commander. Yeah.
Well, that's a bit odd. Because I'm fairly certain there exists no such person within the Foundation. Nor has there ever been anything called the MTF Ouroboros.
You're sure it's not just a matter of level? Please tell me it's just a matter of. Oh god!
Well,
As he
lads,
puts
it
his head in
seems
his
we've
hands.
been bamboozled.
No.
So hold on. No operation was made to contain SCP-2191.
Well, no, that's where we found you. We all found you all. We have records that you were there. That for some reason you four, as well as two others, I believe, were at the location to aid in taking down 2191. The problem is, there are no records of who gave you permission to be there, or who had you be there.
Might that not
2191
be
was
above
clean.
your level of clearance, sir.
Try me.
I assume that's a no.
I mean, I suppose you'll all be happy. Well, since you were there to help, I suppose you'll all be happy to know that 2191 was successfully neutralized.
As Hatters did the job.
Indeed, they did. They managed to get to the chamber where we found you all, and set off the main explosive. It did cause a bit of a quake around the Balkan Peninsula, but as luck would have it, only about 1.5 million people died out of the 55 million that are currently there.
It's not too bad.
Was acceptable casualties, much lower than we thought it would be.
That's news.
Was there any resistance encountered, sir, when they arrived?
Oh yeah, there were some stragglers here and there, but most of them were busy feeding the queen. So for the most part, it was easy getting to her, placing the nukes that couldn't be removed, and detonating it.
Huh. Well, we're glad to hear that, sir, but it's a bit concerning we have a commander that doesn't exist.
Well, that, the
Indeed,
potential
I hope.
prospect.
Well, what do you think about old as Jack? Right then, I still can't understand a thing you're saying.
I feel you.
As the monkey takes out a notepad and begins writing something down, and turns it towards the four of you. Upon the notepad, you see it say, could you describe the Commander Seth in question?
I already did.
A African American man. Yeah, more or less.
More African than American, I'd say.
Yeah. Looked more like a warlord.
He seemed very militaristic in mannerisms.
Yeah.
He, I know he was into video games. We saw him playing his Might and
As
Old head.
As the monkey in the lab coat kind of raises an eyebrow, looks to Agent Cowboy. Hold on, I'll actually change the name of their sheets to that now. Hold on. Okay. The Dr. Jack Bright kind of looks for a moment when he reaches into his lab coat, that's a bit too large for him, and takes out a phone and begins typing something on it. Puts it to the side, takes the notebook back, and writes something. Turns back to you, where it says, "Does he look like this?" And he shows you a picture that looks pretty much identical to the commander you saw.
I
That's
nod my head.
Commander. Yeah, that's my commander.
Okay. One moment now. Because I need to... Wait a second. At which point... the monkey gets a weird look on his face as he unpauses the video.
People, Seth here. Today, I'll be covering a game which really tests the limits of my ADD medic.
Did you hear that?
Oh, cool. What are you saying?
Did you hear rhythm just now?
I think so, yeah.
I sure as hell did.
He puts the video down and looks to to Agent Cowboy, and does some hand signs. Which point, Agent Cowboy looks to all of you, looks to Jack Bright. And Agent Cowboy just laughs. Nah, boy, you can't be serious. Alright.
I know I joke around a lot, but I...
As he says, now, boy. 17 says whatever the goddamn fuck this thing's called is a YouTube channel.
What?
You don't. There exists no such person in the Foundation.
Have I been memed? What's going on here?
Well, shit.
I'm afraid I don't know, boy. Are you sure you didn't hit? I mean, you did die, but are you sure it didn't hit your head?
Not until we died.
Well,
You saw him too, right, guys? Come on.
Yeah.
Tell me I'm not crazy.
Once
You saw
again,
it too,
I
right?
nod my head.
Yeah.
so you all
Tiger?
swear you saw the same thing?
I don't know if we saw the same thing, but whatever.
All right. Do you know
Everything
anyone?
they
Do you
said
know
is the same.
anyone else? Now, do you know anyone else who could confirm your story? Anyone
Daniel
who was
Boy
with you?
and Cassandra.
Miller.
Well, do you know anyone else?
Miller.
Please do.
The doctor.
There was that. Well, there was that.
Dr. Miller.
Yeah.
All right. Anyone else? Anyone who's been with you for a long time?
Start.
Yeah.
I'll point at Alphonse and say probably the voices in his head.
If I have him, you have him too. Start.
Starch
Auckland.
Sergeant Storch Ackland of MT of Epsilon 9.
Well, he was with us.
Oh,
He
yeah,
was
I forgot about
assigned as our
Alright.
commanding officer
All right.
while we were there.
He looks. Agent Cowboy basically looks behind him to the guards. Would you be a Danka? Would you kindly call up Sergeant Ackland here? I believe it's some people who want to meet him. So, how much did you miss to? Because some things happened.
Probably the last 5 minutes, I'd say.
Okay, in that case, basically, you all basically described what Commander Seth looked like.
Yep.
At which point, Dr. Jack Bright wrote on a notepad, "Does he look like this?" and showed you a picture that looked vertically identical to Commander Seth.
Yep.
Commander Seth. He then pressed play on the video.
Seth here. Today, I'll be covering a game which really tests the limits of my AD.
Oof. That was a game review, apparently.
And it continued to. At which point, the Agent Cowboy laughed out loud, and said that Seth Cinta is a YouTube channel. It doesn't exist.
Oofed. It was a meme virus.
Well, it's that, or we've been had some other way.
Which point, at which point you listed people who may know you, and the two people you listed were Dr. Miller and Sergeant Oakland.
Yep.
After a moment, after being called up, you see a figure walk into the door.
Oh, there he is.
As you see Sergeant Oakland walking in.
Please tell me
Hello,
it's not
Starch. How's it going?
Now, and you see him walking in. Now, what's it called? Higgers? Higgers?
In all my unliving glory, I guess.
How are you? You're supposed to be dead.
Indeed.
Alphonse is gonna try to wave at him. Sir, we're all here.
The Auckland kind of cocks his head a bit and says, "All right, you're Jack's nephew, aren't you?"
No! My God! What happened?
Agent Cowboy turns around to Auckland and says, "Right then, these here fine folk are saying that you've been spending some time with them, and can confirm their story. Apparently, they were members of some. Apparently, you and them were members of something called MTF Roboros, and you were instructed to aid MTF Beta 7 in the raid on 2191. Is that correct?" Well, well, no. It's true that parts of different MTF squads were called in to aid with the 2191 raid, due to a lack of general manpower and the general uncooperative and the general uncorruptedness of the. I've forgotten what the MTF squad that had the army force is called. Whatever, that one. General uncooperativeness. Parts of MTF Epsilon 9 was called in, but I'm afraid I haven't seen Lance Corporal Higgers since the breach of 68, sir.
You two served in Nam?
No, the breach of Site 68, which is the site you're currently on, as far as you know. I see. Very well. You may go. You may go if you'd like. Just a moment. Higgers, where have you been?
Well, as far as I'm concerned, I've just been doing my thing around. except for the whole, dying part. Everything has been just relatively normal in my estimation.
Well, I suppose I really don't know, man. I suppose I'll see you later.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
If you don't get like, if you get a lighter SCP designation, come meet me for drinks later. Yeah.
Sure.
And Auckland walks out.
Alphonse is gonna look to his uncle, Jack, right?
Seems dying
And,
wasn't the weirdest thing that happened today.
yeah. He's gonna say, I don't think we're gonna need to call in Dr. Miller.
Yeah.
I think it's very clear. We've all been had. And I don't even know how.
Well, are you sure? Well, are you sure? It would probably take a while, but we could ask Dr. Miller as well. I believe he's not currently on site. He should return in about a week or so.
I doubt he'll be able to confirm that, because Auckland doesn't know.
Now, you're absolutely certain about your own memories, then? The whole getting dragged down to the floor and then sent to the queen or whatever the fuck you want to call her, and turned into whatever you are now.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I can't be sure what's correct anymore.
We were, from what I can remember, we were instructed to do the reconnaissance before the main assault came. Fortunately, part of the tunnel collapsed and we had no way to head back, so we proceeded in further. And then just kind of stumbled into the lion's nest, as it were.
I see. Well, that about lines up with our records as they are, and whatever. We did lose visual confirmation with your cameras, with your on-suit cameras, around the time of the cave-in. So that about goes alongside our records.
Wait a minute.
Well,
But yeah, I'm lost now.
Do you have camera footage of before we went in?
No, hold on. There's records of us going there?
yeah. I mean,
They have that. But
Yeah, they have records of you going there. They don't know why you were there.
Oh, okay. Okay.
They also, well, yeah, we do have we have camera footage. We have camera footage. The equipment you were given just before reconnaissance had cameras that were activated the moment you began.
Right. So.
But it didn't record anything before it.
Well, I didn't record anything after the cave-in. Camera footage shut down. We assumed it had gotten destroyed by fallen rocks.
I mean,
It was indeed destroyed. It was, at the very least, indeed destroyed by crushing when we got there.
either way, I can at least say we were sent in, more or less as reconnaissance, yeah, to check if the tunnel was open for them to put in explosives. Or at least that's what we thought was their mission.
That was indeed the task you had been given. After talking with the officers on site at the time. And Officer Kiev was the one who instructed you, I believe.
Yeah,
Aye, there
believe
was a
that's
local
correct.
officer that was liaisoning, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the
Right.
thing, though. Did the 049 outbreak happen here on site? Or was that part of the mimetic agent?
Yeah, there was an
Medication.
Was there... Taggart, I think you're jumping to conclusions. I have the same theory, but we can't say for certain.
Aye, possibly, but I'm trying to piece together
But-
what's real and what's not
yeah.
here.
Was there an
indeed,
outbreak?
there was indeed a outbreak There was indeed a breach performed by SCP-049 upon this very site. I believe that that some MTF Epsilon 9 members at the time managed to rescue. Oh, that was you, wasn't it, kid?
But
Managed to rescue a intern, I believe is what the records hold, and that was you, wasn't it, Alphonse?
should be. I remember
I
being rescued.
so.
But what
And
about
they
the rest?
also accompanied then the two MTF Epsilon 9 soldiers were accompanied by one agent and two D-class personnel. Is that correct?
Aye,
Correct.
that lines up.
Yep.
Yeah.
However, after that, we have been unable to find any records of what occurred with the. We know about Auckland, and according to the records, Auckland had just returned to active duty. But we don't actually know what happened to you, Higgers, nor do we know what happened to you, Taggart, after the breach. So what were you doing in those 6 months? Jesus Christ.
Well, that's where we initially met Siege, as he does like the quote unquote finger sign,
Mm-hmm.
and he assigned us Oracle.
So
After
you
which-
basically just tell him what you did in the 6 months after the breach and after you met.
Yeah, Alphonse is definitely going
Siege?
to try it anyway.
I don't see any reason to lie.
You tell him, and he seems to listen intently. So the 60 you were trained together for about for 6 months.
Right.
On site here.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, I'll tell you what. We're gonna be interviewing the rest of the people on this site. It's probably some of them saw you around during that time. And by the end of the day, you'll probably gonna start going through some tests to see what the hell is going on with you.
Sir,
Can't wait.
Aye, fair enough.
do you have a memetic specialist who might be able to, for safety's sake, have a look at us?
Well, that would be part of the test now, wouldn't it?
Thank you.
Alphonse hates the memes.
Well, there's that, and being sort of the memetic specialist of the group, he feels kinda, oh shit, I've probably been affected by memetics.
I am now a meme.
More than a meme. So, from here on, they leave the room, basically saying, we're going to be stationing the guards outside your room. You all look like you could need some privacy at the moment.
Oof.
Yeah, I'm gonna need some privacy, some mental collapse stuff.
And you see the door closing behind them as you're left alone in the room.
Oh no.
What would you like to do?
So how are their records so bad that they know we existed, but they don't know why we were there?
Well, I'm wondering whether we were in here for 6 months or we were somewhere else.
That's the thing. Because, as it seems, we just dropped off the face of the earth.
Except we were in Romania.
Yeah,
what I
but
said.
like, we dropped off the face of the earth and then came back. But the thing is, we definitely saw Auckland there, so must be something influencing us to the point where we didn't actually leave reality. We just saw things. It must have been somewhere, right?
I suppose so.
Either that or this scene. She's very good at hiding his track.
That or Siege
You
might
could
be an
wonder what his
SCP.
motives are.
What if we were in a containment chamber all this time?
Well, anything's possible, Sonny. Maybe they'll do some tests and they'll shed some light. I'll tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna see how we've changed. How I've changed a bit physically. So don't mind me. I'm just gonna do a bit of sparring. So probably best you don't join me for now. I don't know what's gonna happen. So yeah, Grant, I'm gonna do some like practice some
You're gonna
punches
spar by
and
yourself?
strikes. So
Nate just subtly shuffles to the side.
Do some. You're gonna do some
kung fu fighting, yes.
shadow boxing.
Yeah.
Okay. Roll. Roll me. Just for the sake of this. Roll me your normal strength plus roll. And add plus 10.
Okay.
You start kind of going through the motions of what you can do. As you kind of start to perform some simple techniques in the corner. And in the kind of lightness of your body, how quickly and easily you can move. You begin to perform things you never thought were possible. As all of you can see him going from cartwheeling into suddenly jumping off the walls into another salto, performing a kick through the air until he manages to spin pirouette through the air to land on the table.
Look at you being all fancy.
Oofed.
You
Jesus
look around.
Christ.
You look around yourself, and it's just, how the fuck did you do any of that?
Oh mate. What the fuck? This is fucking mad.
While this is going on, can Alphonse try to... He's basing himself on the assumption that it is a mimetic entity involved. What sort of mimetic entity theory it would be?
Roll me, as you start to think about it, roll me Resolve plus Occult.
Okay. I'm assuming my specialization within mimetics would help, of course.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
Not even he can wrap his head around that. Oh, Jesus.
Ooh, good. Okay, hold on a bit. Just wait a second. I need to find something, because I'm super good at being prepared.
Oh yeah.
Okay, yeah. Right. You focus inwards, kind of trying to think through what could be affecting you. This is a bit too dramatic at the moment, so I'm going to turn it off.
Oh god, we're in a room.
Yes. It's like, dun, 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 dun.
But this is where probably a big revelation compared to what we know comes in. Jesus, though, that was a big revelation.
You were a meme all along, bro. He was a YouTube man all along.
Truth is, you never really existed.
The truth is, the game was rigged from the start.
That's what I was modeling that.
Truth is, we're all actually just. Truth is, we're just all the class in a room with an SCP that makes us imagine all these things.
That'd be pretty. I mean, we started out in a VR, so you know.
True.
It glitched and we've gone absolutely insane.
I mean,
Okay.
I have. Okay.
You focus inwards. You focus inwards and trying to kind of think about different kind of memetic agents. And you do think through those you've snuck a peek at when your uncle has been working.
Mhm.
And you know that there are some that can, and you just some that can focus their mind, and you know that when you try, that's a lot of memetic agents can be defeated simply by kind of calming down, focusing your mind as sharply as you can, and effectively just pushing your way through it. So you decide to take the option to do that. It's
Okay.
dark. It's dark and the shadows all around. A darkness that surrounds you. Calm and quiet. Like a calm sea. Dripping of water within your own mind.
Sounds annoying.
You're close. One step, two step. You should be able to find it, to break through. To find them, you should be able to see the truth. But as you walk closer, all you can see is darkness. All you can see are the shadows swirling around. You can hear it breathing. What is breathing? But this is your mind. Why is there something else? There's something else here. You turn around.
Don't.
Oh boy.
And you open your eyes. Breathing heavily as you wake up with cold sweat.
Okay, guys.
You right there, Sonny?
Don't meditate for too long.
Can I medically identify
You've-
what's wrong with him?
Sure. Do a intelligence plus medicine check.
Sheet's not updating, gonna reopen it. Any mods?
Yeah, because it's blatantly obvious, you get a +2. He is in shock.
I've deduced with my big brain and vast knowledge that he is in shock.
Turn around.
Right.
Alphonse, you agree, you're probably in shock.
Is he shivering at all?
Ever so slightly.
Right. I'll put my big coat around him now. Here you go, Sonny. Keep your temperature regulated, alright?
Turn around.
You
Now
want a
that
drink
you
or
mention
something?
it- Now that you mention it, now that he mentions it to you, Alphonse, you're cold. You're very cold.
we turn up the heat.
You're not. No, you're not freezing from it. It's not uncomfortable. You're just realizing you are very cold. It's just not affecting you. You don't feel uncomfortable, but you can feel on your own skin. You are incredibly cold.
Oh shit.
Also, you having pointed it out to him, Taggart. It's true. You got to keep your temperature regulated, and you're wearing plenty. You haven't really been wearing much for a while now. You're very cold. You're incredibly cold.
Oh, Jesus, what's this? Ugh.
But you don't feel uncomfortable because of it.
It gets weirder by the second. Fuck.
You just don't have any body heat, as far as you can tell.
Well,
You're as cold as a corpse.
I guess I'll take that call back then, Sonny. I guess we don't need it. Well, that sucks. Ugh. Wonder what else is different. Is there any food and drink in here?
There's a plant.
I'm gonna eat some of the plant. Just take a tiny leaf off of it. And I'm gonna chew it.
You take
Wait,
it.
okay, wait, like when he's reaching for that, I would like to just think and see if I medically know anything dangerous about that plant.
Sure.
Okay. What, just another medicine intelligence?
Intelligence science.
Ah.
Science.
Quick question.
Hmm?
Is that a blackboard?
Okay,
No,
modifier?
that is a projector screen. No modifier. I mean, it's, now that I think about it, it's either intelligence science or it is intelligence survival. So either one works. But with 2 successes, it's not food, but it's not poisonous. It's just like, it's basically just a small pawn.
A potted
Small
plant.
pawn tree.
Yes.
It's not
I've
poison.
deduced with my big brain and expansive knowledge, this is a potted plant and nothing significant about it.
It probably
So,
cleans up
go
the air a
ahead.
little.
Only take your
And as,
leaf,
and,
so.
and as a man of science, I know that this plant will breathe in the carbon dioxide. we are emitting. So, wait,
You,
but we are not emitting
Ooh.
it, so why would we care? Hmm.
You put it in your mouth and start chewing it. Disgusting. It is the worst thing you've ever tasted. And the moment you start chewing it and it just grows more disgusting in your mouth until you can't help but try. Until you can't help but try, but want to just throw up. You don't have any willpower left, do you?
No.
Right. You cannot stop yourself from retching it up with gagging it up.
Ew.
Fucking hell. Is that worse than what a plant would normally taste like?
Yeah, you don't even need to roll for it. That was way worse than you were expecting. Like, fair enough that it wasn't food, but just chewing a leaf, a non-poisonous leaf, doesn't taste like that.
Yeah, normally it tastes like nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Can I deduce anything from his reaction, or do I kind of already have everything I need?
You can do a medical. You can do intelligence medicine if you want, with a +5.
Nate, being thoroughly sick of this, just decides to close his eyes and take a nap.
Meanwhile,
That was the exact same reaction you've seen someone have if you took a bucket of ammonia directly under someone's nose.
Oh, using my big brain and vast knowledge, I have seen something like this whenever someone has ammonia under their nose. They would react this way.
Ammonia
Right.
is also known as smelling salts.
in
Or
response,
for you plebs, smelling salt.
you fools.
Hmm?
In response, Alpha's going to try to lick his share.
Tastes like a shit.
Okay, so it's not necessarily everything. I mean,
Science.
Yeah. You continue kind of sitting there for a little bit when one of the guards, after about an hour of just trying to do things, steps through the door. Now that you've eaten something, by the way, Tigert,
Yep.
you're starting to get hungry.
Oh me, I could go for a tatty scone. You have any?
What? Oh no. Just kept. I could probably get you some food soon. Sorry, it's been a bit chaotic after you woke up.
Aye,
came to
aye,
tell-
fair enough. Aye.
I came to tell you all that you will be given a that you've been given a room to reside in. It's a my apologies, but it is indeed a containment cell.
Aye,
We
I was
don't really
expecting
know
that.
what you are at the moment, so
You introduced
Get
this
back
in a
in.
much nicer way than it actually is.
Oh shit. Here we go again.
Well, lads, we
Maybe a
need to be reclassified, so
room's
let's
a
just
containment
cooperate for
cell.
now, alright?
I could actually go for a containment cell about now.
and with that, the scene shifts,
Bro.
and once again,
Joker.
we go down to the cellars below, where the SCPs are contained. Each one its own story. Each one its own horror. And as we travel down, a humming can be heard from the lower levels. Only 6 months left. The hooded figure says to no one in particular as he stares out towards the entrance to his cell, to his containment. 6 months of waiting. 6 months where I have to let the pestilence rot and fester. No matter, I suppose. I am no stranger to work, after all. And unless anyone has any complaints, that's where we end it for tonight.
Alright. We shall see you all again soon. Have a good one.
And remember, don't turn around.
Oof.
Spooky.
Bye for now, folks.
Right, see you all.